600 innocents lost their lives in Stanford, Steve, all because of reckless attempts at superheroics. Can I count on your support of the Superhuman Registration Act?
I'm sorry, Tony, but you're asking me to arrest people who risk their lives for this country every day of the week. Superheroes need to stay above politics, or Washington starts telling us who the supervillains are.
Just a quick simple one today. We're looking at the Marvel Pinball Epic Collection Volume 1. I don't think there's actually a Volume 2 or any other volumes of these, because this is one of the Zen Studios pinball games. I think the only physical version of a Zen Studios pinball game on the PlayStation 4. Don't quote me on that though. This is a collection of, I think, 10 Marvel-based pinball games, or pinball tables. It's one pinball game. Oh, the disc's falling out. Was it? No. Oh. There we go. So I think the current version of Zen Pinball is Pinball FX3, which I think you can pick up for free on PS4 right now with one free table. So if you're interested in trying out a pinball game, that's the best place to start. You can then buy individual pinball tables with different themes like Marvel, and packages of them as well. And this is essentially a physical version of a few of those packages put together. So let's take a look at it.
What you did to Spider-Man is unconscionable. Evasive maneuver. You just signed a death warrant for May Parker and Mary Jane Watson.
Okay, now that I'm off camera and recording a voiceover, I can confirm that the latest base game for Zen Studios Pinball is Pinball FX3, and you do indeed get a free pinball table with it. So if you want to give a pinball video game a shot, go ahead and download that. I think it's on pretty much every modern system now, so there's no reason not to give it a shot. So as you can see here, you've got the 10 pinball tables included in this physical package, all Marvel based of course. They seem to primarily be based on Marvel comics as opposed to the films, but there does seem to be some influence from the films as well in terms of the presentation. But on here you've got things like World War Hulk, for example, that you haven't got a movie representation of yet. All the tables are pretty unique, they're very flashy and fun to look at, which is a very important part of a pinball table. It's all about the flashing lights, bells and whistles. And considering it's just pinball tables, they each follow their respective storyline from the comics fairly faithfully. It's pretty cool.
Hey, Spider-Man! It's just you and us.
Aren't you bored of trying to kill me yet, Eddie? All you ever do is fail at it.
Life is meaningless! Chaos! The universe has no center! It's free for idiots!
Now, a very important part of any pinball video game is the physics and simulation side of things. And I'm happy to say, with pretty much all of the Zen Studios based pinball games, they play really well. They're some of the best examples out there. It's certain little things that you want to make it feel right. Take the flippers, for example. You want to feel like when you're hitting the button harder, that it's making the flippers hit the ball harder. And you get that feeling here, using the trigger buttons on the PS4 controller. The ball physics also work really well as well. It always seems to react just the right way. Now, I've not played a lot of real pinball, only a couple of times on a couple of tables, so I'm not a big authority on pinball, but everything feels just right. At no point does it feel like it's unfair, the game hasn't worked properly, and that's why something hasn't gone right. And then taking the video game element into it, they put a whole bunch of these little cutscenes, the little bonus point rounds, which are really fun and creatively done, doing things that you can't do on a real-life pinball table. You know, you can't have a real tiny Spider-Man running up and down a pinball table attacking his arch enemies. Doesn't really work that way in real life, but in a video game you can do that, so why not? And some of these little cutscenes are really just cool to watch. Some of them aren't easy to activate either, so you only see them once in a while.
The dream dimension! Nightmare! How have you bypassed the spells that guard my sleep?
Have I not told you, Strange? My schemes are tinged with genius.
Your schemes smack purely of cowardice, Nightmare. Your most prevalent trait.
Amazing!
And maybe I'm showing my age a bit here, but there's just something kind of satisfying about a game where the only goal is to get a high score. You just want to gather as many points as possible and compare them to your friends and the rest of the world. I don't feel like there's enough attention given to good pinball games these days. They're really fun to play actually, and I'd encourage everyone to give Pinball FX3 a try.
Look out, it's Frost. Wake up, Hannibal.
Who's there? Tonight, I transcend this immortal coil to become the first vampiric deity, a god among the undead.
Hurry up. Hey, Fang boys. Mind if I crash this party?
And one last thing, I just love that we're giving Blade a little bit of attention here. It's been too long since we've had good Blade content out there. Well, that's that. Like I said, I think this is the only physical version they ended up releasing on PS4 for Pinball FX3, Zen Pinball, whatever you want to call it. It's not a bad little collection, actually. I quite enjoy it. If you don't know whether or not you would like a pinball game, if you've never played pinball, a lot of people haven't these days, it's a good place to start. You can pick this physical version up pretty cheap. I'm sure I got it on eBay for something like £4 or £5. It's not expensive at all. Now, this one was released in, I don't know, it has 2016 on the back here, so I'm guessing they're probably not going to release a Volume 2 or any other ones. I know they do Star Wars, for example. I'm guessing we're not going to get a Star Wars Pinball Epic Collection either. Maybe it didn't sell that well, I don't know. But you do have Pinball FX3 up there, ready to give a shot whenever you want, for free, with a table. So, you know, give that a shot, and if you like that, hey, you may as well pick this up if you can find it cheap. It's pretty good. Thanks for watching. Nice, quick and easy one this time. I quite enjoyed just sitting back, relaxing and playing a few games of pinball.